all over with. I may pull a million of those tiny little hairs, and I may be screaming in pain, but it will be one, two. Just a second, Mrs. Riley. Just a second, I'm turning the music down. Mrs. Riley, just a second, the music is down. Here, I just had it up. Oh, gee. You're not Mrs. Riley.
No, would you like me to be?
Well, that all depends. How do you look in wedgies? Come on.
Just thought I would stop by and see how you're doing.
You know, I was just thinking, isn't Jake a nice guy? What a nice guy Jake
Nancy.
is. What?
What are you talking about?
Jake, how would you like to play Florence Nightingale? Oh, I haven't come home looking like this since I was...
Since the first...
I was asleep when you offered me up to those awful men. Oh, hello. What does the other guy look like?
Oh, well, I'm glad you asked that question.
Well, I see you're carrying a big stick. Now you just have to learn how to speak softly.
Brittany, I'm in such a good mood today, even you couldn't depress me.
You two look like something the cat drug in.
Well, that may be true. But I want you to know you are no longer looking at Donna Love's society matron.
No, I'm not.
You are looking at Donna Love's lion tamer. How'd you sleep?
Perfectly.
Yeah? You didn't miss the penthouse?
No.
That's what I like about you, Mrs. Bell. You're a trooper.
I like it here. It's so peaceful. All I can hear the sounds of the bay and you breathing beside me.
Did you hear something outside?
No, I'm choosing to ignore it.
Yeah?
Yep.
Well, I think it must have been Florette.
Oh, your friend the skunk has rotten timing.
I'll go see if I got any apples.
No. You get out of this bed and you're a dead man.
Yeah?
Mm.
Zane? Felicia, please.
I'm telling you, I heard something outside.
I guess the honeymoon is really over.
What?
Well, trying to think of every excuse you can to get out of this bed.
Oh, lady.
No, I mean, all the reasons you're coming here.
No. I just wanted to make sure that nothing broke my concentration.
You gotta be in there.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Oh, aren't you glad you didn't let that old skunk in?
She's hungry.
Well, so am I.
That was no skunk.
You think someone's trying to break in?
They're not being very subtle.
I think we ought to check it out.
Well, now it's probably just some spending the night at the Pig Whistle.
Yeah? Well, wait a minute. What are you going to do?
You just stay right here
But
until I
wait
tell you. Just stay right here. Stay there.
I am. Be careful.
Okay, you. Cat!
I can't believe it.
Hi. I was in the neighborhood. I just thought I'd to drop in.
Oh. All right, we are ready to operate.
You're always ready to operate, Jake.
But where is my patient? All I see is a smart-mouthed broad.
Very funny. Come on, let's do this.
Okay. This may hurt you a little bit.
Hey, wait a second. You're not supposed to enjoy this much.
Well, I see you're back to your old self again, huh?
I hate being cooped up in here.
Well, why don't you just take it easy for a couple days, okay?
No way I'm getting out of here. I don't care what anybody says.
This guy's really roughed you up, huh?
I'm okay.
Were you scared?
No.
You look like you've been up all night.
Yeah, well, when the pain pill wore off, my arm kind of hurts.
Well, why don't you just take it easy? Everything at the restaurant is fine.
I just don't like sitting around, Jake.
Why?
I keep thinking about those guys.
I know.
I keep hearing firecrackers in my head.
Now, will you let me rip this tape off? You'll give you something else to think about.
Yeah, pain.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to count to 5, and then I'm going to rip the tape off, all right?
All right.
Are you ready? 1,
1,
2,
2, 3. Ah! Hey, wait a second. That wasn't fair. That's not 5.
Yeah, but it's over before you know it, huh?
Thanks, Jake. Tell me, how's it look?
Well, let me get to it, and I'll tell you.
Is it awful? Oh, it's not so bad. Jake, you always come to my rescue.
Well, Uncle Vince says we do for friends.
Hey, speaking of friends, you heard from Vicky?
No, why? I don't think anybody has. Want me to get that?
Yeah, thanks.
Oh. Hi.
Hey, hi, Greg.
Can I come in?
Oh, sure.
Well, I see I got here just in time.
No, actually, I think we were doing fine.
Who is the doctor after all? Take a look at this thing here. It's not so bad. Scalpel.
You should have seen her. She was incredible.
Well, I've always thought that Donna was incredible.
Those guys at the pool hall, they didn't stand a chance against this one.
I was quite good, wasn't I?
Good? You were the best!
So you had a lot of fun, huh?
Oddly enough, we did.
But you didn't find Vicky?
No, we didn't.
But we will.
Well, Catlin's been doing a lot of work while you were gone.
Has he?
Yeah.
Have you talked to him about it?
Yes, he was out here putting a tap on the phone. What's wrong with that?
Brittany, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Why do you ask?
Well, just occurred to me it must be a strain to stay up all night with the baby. You should really try to get more rest.
Brittany takes very good care of herself. Don't you, Brittany?
Where's Peter?
I don't know.
Isn't he already at the office?
I said I don't know.
He's your husband.
He went somewhere, a business trip to California or something. He just...
What kind of business?
I don't know. It came up awfully sudden, and he just took off.
Brittany, it's okay. Yes, it is. Because I'm back.
What are you? Whoa, Bridget!
My. Aren't you going to kiss me hello, dear?
Yes.
I'm still clumsy sometimes.
Yes, and destructive, too. In the future, you'd better be more careful.
This part of Another World is brought to you by pH Balance Secret. Strong enough for a man, but made for a woman.
You're sure she's left Chicago?
Well, it looks that way, Peter, yeah.
We think that she probably was gone before we even got there.
Well, sounds like you were misled by some old information.
I think Catlin is doing a good job.
Yes, but is it good enough? You went all the way to Chicago for nothing.
Well, it wasn't really for nothing.
Catlin's doing just fine.
Well, suit yourself. I'm just saying that I'd want better than Catlin Ewing if it was my child who was missing.
You may have a point.
You know, Catlin was thinking of calling you, but he knew that you didn't have a phone in the car.
Brittany's thinking of going into business with Catlin.
Maybe we should hire another investigator, Michael.
Catlin is doing a terrific job. He's going to find Vicky.
Yes, I think Catlin's been doing an excellent job ever since he got on the case.
I think I'll go upstairs and change. I don't ever want to see this dress again.
Why? You look almost pumped.
Yeah, I think I better be going, too. I'm filthy, Nice to see you again, Peter.
Michael?
Brittany, take care of yourself, all right?
I'll walk you around.
Oh, thank you. I enjoyed our role in the game.
Me too.
We'll have to do it again sometime. For real.
So, would you mind telling me what that was all about?
What?
I just don't even know what to expect from you anymore.
I don't understand the thing you're talking about.
Peter, you take all these crummy little shots at me, and then you act totally innocent. I know that there's something going on, and so does everybody else.
Why are you so nervous?
I'm not.
Maybe you should be. What are you doing?
I'm not going to let you leave until you tell me what kind of a game you're playing. So much for you, Cass.
You can still stay on the case if you want.
I don't want to.
Still need an assistant.
I know you do, Adam, but... Oh, I don't know. This case is closed for me, officially and unofficially.
How come?
I'm beginning to think maybe Lieutenant Samuels was right. Maybe we were wasting the taxpayers' money.
I don't know about that, MJ.
Oh, come on, Adam. You were there.
Look, there are a lot of explanations for what we saw.
Cass and Cecile on the beach? Yeah, I can think of a real good explanation.
Well, there's that syndrome, you know,
What syndrome?
where the kidnapped person begins to identify with his captor.
Cass wasn't identifying with Cecile. He was... Well, you know, you were there. You saw them.
Look, I still don't think our work was a waste of time.
Why not?
Well, who knows? Maybe some of the information we got could be useful on another case.
Like the one where I shoot Cass, like that one?
You know, this so-called Queen of Tankir, she's not really on the up-and-up, is she?
That's the understatement of the century, Adam. You know, I don't think I can think of one person who really likes her.
That's not what I'm talking about. Does anybody know why she's back here in Bay City?
Medical treatment. I think she probably needed her fangs sharpened.
Look, anybody know what kind of medical treatment? Who her doctor is?
Who cares?
Just got a feeling.
Oh, come on, Adam. I mean, Cecile is a witch, but she's not a felon.
I'm still not closing this case.
Okay, do whatever you want, but I'm off it.
Well, you're awfully idealistic.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, this Winthrop character dumps all over your sister, but it ends up hurting you.
Yeah, well, I love my sister.
It's more than that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Look, if this happened to my sister, I'd want to go out and belt the guy, and then I'd feel better. But you don't do that. This whole thing brings you down.
You're nuts. You're crazy. I'm a cop. I'm used to dealing with bad people here, though.
I think it's a strange line of work for somebody like you.
You saying I'm a bad cop?
I'm saying I think you get your heart broken more often than most cops do.
Oh, you really think you know me pretty well, don't you?
Not as well as I'm going to.
What are you doing?
Start a new file.
On me?
I want to know all about your deep, dark, romantic past.
You're a pretty skinny fellow. I told you, Adam, I don't really have much of that kind of past.
Start one. We'll see where it leads.
You going to read that paper all morning?
Excuse me, dear?
I had asked that you talk with me.
I'm talking, aren't I talking?
No, you're driving me crazy.
You'll never guess who's back in Bay City.
You haven't even asked about the baby.
The Queen of Tangier.
Impossible.
You know, I almost married her.
Oh, you did you?
Yeah, only she was merely Cecile de Poulignac then. She hadn't yet snared the king.
Why didn't you marry?
Well, we were about to say our vows, and I got sick.
You never told me that.
No. By the time I recovered, I realized what kind of woman she was.
I don't care what kind of a woman she was. I asked you a question and I haven't gotten an answer.
I don't play games. Cecile found that out.
Where were you before you went to the airport with Matt?
I don't remember.
Come on, Peter.
Look, I'm a very busy man. If you want to know, ask my secretary. She keeps my agenda.
She doesn't know everything you do.
Where were you before I went to the airport with Mac?
Don't answer a question with a question.
I'm just trying to point out that not everyone remembers every part of their day.
I was out driving.
Well, that's great. You know, it's wonderful to take a long drive in the summertime. Get on the highway, really blow the carbon out.
Where were you, Peter?
Of course, nobody knows the merits of long drives better than you. You've been doing an awful lot of that lately.
Yes, I have.
Where do you go when you take those long drives for yours?
Why don't you ask my secretary? Let go.
Look, I told you I don't like games.
Only when you don't make them up. Now let go. You're hurting me.
Hey, let her go.
Look, you let her go. I said stay out of this.
Right. There we go. Not bad, huh?
It's great.
Move your arm around. Make sure it's comfortable.
It's much better, Greg. Thanks a lot.
Well, we aim to please.
You know, you're pretty good with bandages, but your bedside manner is even better, Doc.
Well, thank you very much. It's that's one thing I'll have to worry about in med school.
I don't think you're going to have to worry about the thing.
Yeah, well, maybe I better get going, guys.
Hey, Jacob, go.
Yeah, stick around. Any friend that stands is a friend of mine.
Oh, I feel pretty bad about that, Greg.
About what?
The stuff I said about your sister. I mean, why didn't you tell me Sam was your sister?
Well, would you have changed your mind about her if you knew?
I probably wouldn't have said those things to her face.
Well, it's okay.
Well, no, it's not. I mean, sometimes I can't stand my sister Rachel, but I'd hate it if somebody said some bad things about her.
Well, maybe that doesn't matter that much to Greg.
It's just that I'm used to having Sam cause me problems, that's all.
Well, it wasn't Sam who caused the problems. It was me.
Afraid you don't know Sam, honey.
No, but...
Listen, last year, when she went to Paris...
Didn't you go on one of those tours?
Oh, no. That's not good enough for Sam. She had to go all alone. Unfortunately, she didn't stay alone.
Well, what happened?
She fell in love with one of those waiters on the Champs-Élysées. They ran off together. Yeah. Finally, they ended up on Ithaca.
I can't believe it. They went to Cornell together?
No. Not Ithaca, New York. Ithaca, the island. I am not. Lived in a little house with a dirt floor and raised goats.
Your parents must have been furious.
They didn't even know about it.
What?
Anyway, the point is, she wrote home for money.
Well, wait. Probably because she wanted to get out of there, right?
Because she wanted to build a little house for the goats to live in.
That's awfully sweet.
Yeah, it is.
Your parents must have gotten that, huh?
Well, I sent the money because Dad was in Japan with his mistress, and where was Mother?
Your father has a mistress.
Sis. She'd just met Colin.
Who, your father's mistress?
No, my mother. She was in England, and she fell in love with this actor from the Bristol Old Vic.
I don't believe this, Greg.
Yes, well, she saw him in tights and fell head over heels.
And you wonder why Stan preferred goats?
Oh, Jake, why don't you come sit down?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, sure, come on, I almost forgot you were here.
Obviously.
Tell me, I know Nancy's opinion. What do you think of our Sammy?
I think I like her a lot better than you do.
Thank you.
Your color is definitely better.
At least I don't feel like I'm going to pass out anymore.
Well, that's good.
Well, this place sure looks good to me.
So, how did you get here? I mean, when did you leave the island?
Hey, sweetie, maybe he doesn't want
I
to...
can't believe it.
What?
I'm really here.
You're glad about that, huh?
You'll never hear another Bay City joke pass these lips, I promise you. I've never seen a place look better. I'm home.
Well, I knew you were going to get here. As long as you could move.
I want to thank you, my friend, for not jumping to conclusions about me. I think you're in the minority around here.
Look, what did happen?
Look, I have to explain it to Kathleen first.
Kathleen.
Come on.
Kathleen has been really hurt.
Can either of you give me a ride over to her
No,
house?
you don't understand. She has spent every waking hour looking for you since you've been gone.
I'd take the cab or a bus, but I don't have a dime.
It's okay, I got my pickup outside.
Okay, all right. Maybe you're right. Maybe you should go see her, level with her, and tell her the absolute truth.
The absolute truth is Cecile kidnapped me and I was held hostage all this time. Why did you do that?
Because Kathleen has been through too much to hear a phony story like that.
And now, the next part of Another World.
I consider you one of my best friends. In fact, you're my very best friend. I mean, next to Zane.
Felicia, it isn't a phony story.
If you want to tell me that kind of baloney, it's all right. I really don't mind.
Why don't you let him talk?
I will. After I've had my say.
Fine, go ahead.
Kathleen really has been hurt. At least have the decency not to insult her with this phony lie.
You're serious about this, aren't you?
I am. In fact, I wasn't truthful with you. I was wrong. I do mind. I'm really very mad at you.
Well, I thought you'd at least wait to hear my explanation.
How can you explain what you did?
How do you know what I did?
Because everyone saw you. Kathleen, MJ, Adam.
Adam Corey, right? You know, I'll bet he's behind this whole thing.
You were on the beach doing Burt Lancaster to Cecile's Deborah Carr.
Where does this Adam guy come from, anyway?
Matt Corey's nephew.
And he's a cop, right? You're believing a cop.
He's from Chicago. They reassigned him specifically to find you.
You know that I told everyone the cat would never fall for Cecile again? He's on to her this time.
Alicia, I don't care what they saw. I was not making love to Cecile on that beach.
I told you.
Really, and what were you doing? Practicing your life-saving techniques?
Wait a minute. You're right about one thing.
Everything. I'm right about everything, and you know it.
I can't go to Kathleen with this until I get it all straight in my own mind.
I don't think that's a bad idea.
If I can't... How am I going to convince her if I can't make you believe me?
Does that mean you're going to tell me the truth?
Yes. And then I'll go tell Kathleen.
Good.
Good. Why don't you come sit down here?
Just a minute. What I'm going to tell you is going to sound absolutely fantastical. But it's really true.
Okay.
I love you. And I need to make a deal with you.
Sure.
If I tell you that what happened really happened, you've got to promise to believe me.
You have a deal.
Pull up a chair or a stool or whatever, because this might take a while.
I'd like to do something first.
What?
Welcome you home, you nut.
Who do you think you are?
I am someone who doesn't like to see women pushed around.
This is none of your business.
No? Well, if let's see how you like being on the receiving end, Peter, huh? How do you like it, huh?
Keep your hands off me, Michael.
Look, you keep your hands off her. She's fine. She is the mother of your child. You don't treat her like that.
She's fine, aren't you, Brittany?
I'm okay.
Michael, I think you really have an overdeveloped sense of the dramatic. But maybe it's your association with my sister. I'll see you later, Brittany.
Look, I guess I shouldn't have done that, huh?
No, it's okay.
I go off half-cocked sometimes to lose my temper. Look, I thought you were in trouble.
No. Yes, Michael. I'm in trouble. I'm in big trouble.
Well, I wonder what's wrong with Jake.
I don't know, he just gets like that sometimes.
Oh, thank you. Well, I do have a sort of cavalier attitude about my family. Suppose that bothers him.
Well, it does sound like some family, Greg.
Yes, it is.
Funny, though. You and your sister sure are different.
Well, we were pretty much left to our own devices. Sam may have a few surprises for Jake.
What, goats? You know, I'm really surprised you came back.
Why?
Well, I don't know. After hearing about your family, I must seem pretty dull.
That's not true.
Yeah, well, my father never had a mistress. My mother's never even been to England.
Speaking of your mother, where is she right now?
She's downstairs at the restaurant. Why?
Good.
Why did you say that?
Well, it doesn't exactly distress me that we're all alone here.
No, me either.
Tell me, you think that arm's well enough for us to go outside? I promise we will not run into Sam.
I thought you were going to tutor me.
I am.
But
Well, there are certain principles in chemistry, you see, that need detailed empirical research.
I guess she was right about the bedside manner. Time out. I hate to interrupt.
Jake.
McKinnon came back.
Yeah. The only reason I did was Nancy's mom wants her to come downstairs and have breakfast.
I'm sure we could cook something up here.
I'll bet.
Wait, you guys. I'm going to go downstairs because my mom's probably worried.
Okay, I understand. Perhaps we'll work on the chemistry later.
Right.
And, I'll give your best to Sam.
Okay, you do that.
See y'all later.
Bye.
You like him, huh?
Yeah, he's okay.
Looked more than, okay to me.
He's starting medical school in the fall.
That's funny. I picked that right up.
Jake, Greg is only interested in a summer relationship.
What about you, Nancy? What are you interested in?
Well, right now, there's not much going on for me.
Well, there's no reason to jump on the couch with a guy.
Don't you like him, Jake?
It's not important whether I like him or not. And how is your arm?
Kind of hurts.
Yeah? What's the matter? Didn't the doctor give you some aspirin or anything?
He's a nice guy, Jake.
Yeah. Well, what kind of guy talks about a relationship and then puts a time limit on it?
Look, it's what I want to.
You know what you really want?
What?
You want the omelet that your mother is making downstairs. Now move out. Move your butt. Come on.
Hey, that's no way to talk to a young lady.
He's gone, Brittany.
Just didn't want him to hear us.
I thought he went upstairs.
That's what he says he did.
What?
I don't know what Peter's going to do next.
Brittany, I thought you two were happy.
We were.
Well, are you having some kind of trouble?
Sometimes I wish I'd never set foot in his house.
I know that feeling.
He used to be so kind. He was so understanding.
Certainly didn't look that way when I walked in.
He's been following me, Michael.
A lot?
Well, I don't know how often, but something happened right before he went on this business trip.
Well, Brittany, you can confide in me. You can tell me. It won't go any further.
You swear that? If Donna found this out, she...
Don't worry. Donna won't find out from me.
Okay. I went to see Kathleen. I know I shouldn't have, but I did.
What happened?
Peter knows I went.
Because he had you followed?
No, he followed me, and then he didn't say anything about it. I mean, I expected him, it's crazy, to come back and then yell at me or something, but he never says anything.
Well, are you sure?
I'm sure. He just acts like nothing ever happened. It's almost like he's...
He's what?
Peter, what are you doing here? I thought you'd gone to the office already.
I was just leaving.
God, I've said too much.
Hi, you're back.
Yeah.
And I have to head back to the salt mines. You three have a good morning. Good to have you home, sister.
Thank you. Did you have breakfast?
Yeah, I did.
I think I'll go upstairs. The baby's probably up from his...
Guess why don't you do that? Are you sure you don't want something to eat? Bridget's made a ton of food.
Donna, what was Peter doing in the foyer when you came in?
Listening to his wife trying to get you on her side.
You're doing it again.
Doing what?
You're looking at me.
I like looking at you.
Don't you have any work to do?
I'm exercising my powers of observation. You know, it's very important in police work.
Right. Have you sent a statement from the witness to the Gomez V&E?
I filed it.
I'm glad you're doing something useful.
When did you start singing?
I've always... How did you know I sing?
You sang at your sister Kathleen's wedding to Winthrop. It's a matter of public record.
Her almost wedding. Maybe I should have kept my big mouth shut.
And, in the shower.
What?
In Face Honest. I admit it, I heard you singing in the shower.
I am so embarrassed. Well, okay, the acoustics are good in there, and sometimes I get carried away, okay?
Well, if you ever want an audience,
You know, I cannot find the Gomez files.
You're looking in the wrong place.
I'm looking under Gomez.
The witness's name was McMahon.
Since when do we file statements under the witness's name?
I don't like to be conventional.
Is the air conditioning broken in here? I am very hot. Did you ever wonder if you'd mishandled the case?
All the time. Are you still thinking about Winthrop?
Yeah. Say, Lindquist keeps saying that Cass wouldn't do this to Kathleen.
I heard him.
Yeah, well, Zane is Cass's best friend, just about. And he keeps saying that there must be another reason that Cass was kissing Cecile.
It could be.
Guess I am pretty idealistic. I just don't like to think that somebody would do this to somebody else.
Look, I thought you were the one who wanted to close this case.
Yeah, well, that's because I'm not in charge anymore.
Well, suppose you were in charge. What do you think you'd do?
I would go and talk to Zane again. Try to find out if Cecile really was up to something. Just like you said.
It's funny you should mention that.
Why?
Well, I was going to stop out to Lindquist's place a little later on.
No kidding.
I mean, I could spring you from all this paperwork, you know, to be my driver again, but you probably...
Okay, what are we waiting for? Come on.
Now, don't get your hopes up, McKinnon, because we're probably not going to find out anything that we don't already know.
Yeah.
All right, I'm ready. Go ahead, tell me.
You know, you should have called us as soon as you started on your way home.
Well, I didn't want Kathleen to know I was coming home because I was afraid she'd take off or something.
Cass, come on, tell me.
Okay, all right. Look, why don't we pretend that you're Kathleen hearing this for the first time?
Oh, okay, I can try to do that.
That'll give me a chance to see how it feels, you know?
All right, I'll start then. I'm
Go ahead.
Kathleen.
Go ahead.
Hello, you crummy, slimy little cretin. Why did you leave me at the altar on my wedding day?
That bad, huh?
Well, I mean, Zane believed in you all the time. I mean, Kathleen saw you, and then I thought that...
Okay,
perhaps what you
okay.
saw-
No, that's fine. Here we go.
All right.
I left you at the altar on our wedding day because Cecile kidnapped me.
Am I being Kathleen right now?
Right.
Horse pucky.
Okay, I can respect that. Why don't I tell you how it happened, and maybe then you'll believe me.
I doubt it.
Give me a chance?
Okay.
All right. I saw you get out of your wheelchair and walk down the aisle to me. By the way, that was one of the happiest moments of my entire life.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Thanks, Kathleen.
Oh, right.
Right, okay. I looked up into the choir loft, and there was a woman there, one of the women who had delivered my tuxedo earlier, and it looked like she was pointing a gun at you.
Homicidal Taylor?
No. It was just part of a plan to keep me from getting to you. So while everybody was watching you walk down the aisle to me, I left the altar to go up into the choir loft.
Why didn't anyone else see you? I mean, Zane was standing right beside
Well,
you.
like I said, everybody was watching you. I don't blame them.
Oh.
So, needless to say, I never made it to the choir loft. One of her partners hit me from behind. I was sedated, and before I knew it, I woke up on a yacht in the middle of the Caribbean, and that's where I saw Cecile for the first time.
Why didn't you leave?
Well, I tried, but she had goons all over the place. Once I was down on the islands, though, I tried everything I could think of to escape.
Like what?
Well, I stole a powerboat, a speedboat, but the only problem is I ran out of gas out in the high seas and almost died of exposure. Then I faked suicide by feigning eating tucaberries so that Cecile would take me to a doctor, and that's where I phoned you.
Oh.
I even went on a hunger strike.
All to get away from Cecile.
No, all to get back to you. There's a difference. And then finally, I got her to relax enough and to trust me enough to get rid of her bodyguards for a couple of hours, and that's when I escaped, came right back here, a little worse for wear. So.
You know, there's just really one thing that I don't understand.
Oh, only one?
Yeah. Why did Cecile kidnap you?
Well, her husband needs he needs an heir to the throne of Tankir, or he's in a lot of trouble politically. And of course, Cecile wants to remain queen more than she's ever wanted anything in her entire life.
So?
Are you ready for this? His royal magnificence is sterile.
You're kidding.
And guess who looks like his royal magnificence?
Oh, please, don't tell me there's no one in their kingdom that can fulfill this service.
No one that they could trust not to tell the king's enemies.
So you just gave in, then?
What?
That's why Kathleen saw you on the beach kissing Cecile.
Cecile was kissing me. I was so drugged I couldn't even stand up.
Drugged? On what?
An aphrodisiac. Homemade. Cecile got a little overzealous in the preparation.
Oh, I guess that could explain it.
Kathleen, I would never, ever do anything to hurt you if I could help myself.
Oh,
Never.
Cass,
I love you. I never made love to Cecile. I held out. I don't know where she is. I don't care to ever see her again. So? What do you think?
Maybe that's the real Kathleen. Hello?
What's wrong, babe?
It's the Queen of Tankir. She wants to talk to you, Cass.
Cecile is in Bay City?
Been here a couple days.
And you didn't tell me this?
We wanted to hear what you had to say first.
Well, I mean, it's obvious. She followed me here. She knew where to find me.
I think you better talk to her, don't you?
Cecile, don't you ever get tired of hearing this? I will never do what you want me to do. If you drop dead tomorrow, they'd be dancing in the streets of Tankir. There. Now, does that sound like I'm having a thing with her?
How does she know where to find you?
Oh, she knows who my friends are. Well, that's true, isn't it? You're still my friend, right? Wait a second. If that's a couple of goons in Hawaiian shirts, tell them I'm dead.
Hey,
Hi,
MJ.
Jim. How you doing?
Adam.
Cass?
Hash brown.
Cottage fries, please.
Excuse me. Oh, croissant and blueberry muffins?
And fresh raspberry preserve.
Coffee with cream and orange juice. Are you going to eat all this?
I hope so. You forgot to mention the honeydew melon.
Well, it's a good thing I like fat women.
Yes, well, I noticed you talking to Brittany. What did she want?
What is happening between Peter and Brittany anyway?
She's crazy about Catlin, that's what.
Are you sure?
Of course I'm sure. She only married Peter to get her hands on his money. The baby is his. The tests showed that.
Wait a minute. Peter had tests made?
Of course he did. How was he going to find out things?
You ask people.
Brittany would lie about that. That's why Peter has to eavesdrop all the time.
I see.
She wants Catlin. She won't admit it, but she wants him, and I know she's going to run away with him. That's from my mouth to God's ear.
Does Peter eavesdrop all the time?
Of course he does. Michael, eavesdropping is a love family tradition.
Well, 10 points for Dinah Love.
What do you mean?
Oh, I just love it when you're honest.
I guess so.
My baby! The baby!
What's the matter with him?
The baby is gone.
Adam, you had a pretty good idea here.
Boy, MJ, you sure are a sight for sore eyes.
What's sore?
Hey!
This part of Another World was brought to you by mountain-grown Folgers Crystals. Rich, delicious Folgers Crystals in regular and decaffeinated.
Coming up, can Cruz and Santana rebuild their shattered marriage? The heat is on. Santa Barbara. Next on WDSU TV6.
Cass is about to risk everything for the woman he loves.
She's so beautiful.
But it could cost her life. Another World. And is Eden hooked on someone new?
Well, let's talk about us.
Or is he just the bait to catch the man she really loves? Then Mary confronts the husband who raped her. Will it end in tragedy?